The economic collapse and political fragmentation after the Mongol invasions weakened the Kamakura shogunate. There were no rewards left to distribute to samurai. The tax system had collapsed and authority had crumbled. Sensing this weakness, the Ashikaga clan stepped forward. Ashikaga Takauji was one of those pivotal figures who reshape history. Takauji stood both within the existing order and in opposition to it. When the Kamakura shogunate fell in 1333, the imperial family briefly regained power. Emperor Go-Daigo sought to restore authority to the court. Takauji initially supported the emperor, then turned against him. He established his own shogunate. Two rival emperors emerged. The southern court held a stronger claim to legitimacy. The northern court was supported by the Ashikaga. This division lasted nearly 60 years and plunged Japan into turmoil. The Ashikaga order was born with cracks from the very beginning. The Ashikaga failed to build strong central authority. Daimyō expanded their own power, sustaining armies and enacting policies. The shogun held influence only around Kyoto. Most of the country was effectively self-governed. A succession dispute triggered the Ōnin War. The daimyō no longer obeyed the shogunate. The war lasted 10 years. Kyoto became a ruin. Ashikaga authority collapsed completely. Its deeper truth was the daimyō refusing the shogunate. There was no one in control. Despite political weakness, the Muromachi period shone culturally. The Muromachi period was culturally vibrant. No theater, Zen gardens, and the tea ceremony took shape in this era. Refined culture contrasted political chaos. The Ashikaga shogunate became symbolic. Alliances between daimyō, betrayals, and territorial conflicts spread. Japan resembled a vast chessboard with no rules. An era was ending in this atmosphere. Central authority no longer existed. What emerged was harsher and uncertain. The next chapter is the gate to Sengoku, the age of warring states. Japan would splinter into hundreds of battlefields. The country was entering the bloodiest yet most transformative period in its history. The collapse of the Muromachi shogunate left Japan divided. The land had fractured and everyone was fighting their own war. Daimyo built their own armies and alliances shifted constantly. This period entered history as Sengoku, the age of warring states. For more than a century, Japan was dragged into conflict. Three figures stepped onto the stage. These three men would rewrite Japan's destiny. In the 1550s, Nobunaga rose as the first major figure of the era. Oda Nobunaga was the one who broke the old order. His power came from both his army and his rule-breaking mind. He disregarded tradition and used any method to win. He was the first commander to integrate firearms into Japanese warfare. Rival daimyo underestimated him until they saw his military strength. The Battle of Okehazama shattered Japan's understanding of power. Nobunaga's rise destroyed the old order. In 1582, Nobunaga was betrayed and killed. Toyotomi Hideyoshi rose from peasant to the pinnacle. Toyotomi Hideyoshi filled the void left after Nobunaga's death. He subdued the remaining clans one by one. His intelligence and diplomacy made him one of history's great transformers. He implemented land reforms and created rigid class structures. Under his rule, samurai became an armed aristocracy. Hideyoshi was not only a warrior, he was a state builder. However, his invasions of Korea were disastrous. His campaigns in Korea failed and drained Japan's resources. When he died in 1598, his imperial project remained unfinished. Tokugawa Ieyasu served as regent for Hideyoshi's young son. He turned the political vacuum to his advantage. The Battle of Sekigahara sealed Japan's fate. After Sekigahara, his victory ended an entire era. In 1603, the emperor appointed him as shogun. Tokugawa Ieyasu unified the country and locked the order. This marked the beginning of the Edo period. Ieyasu established peace and disciplined internal governance. Under his system, daimyō were brought under strict control. Nobunaga destroyed, Hideyoshi built, Ieyasu sealed. Without these three leaders, Japan might never have developed a modern state structure. This new system would create 250 years of peace.